Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. So as you may or may not know, I've got a GoPro Hero 8 and I thought we'd test it out on a bit of a trail up in the hills here. And I wanted to test each of the features out, or at least some of the features out on this GoPro Hero 8. So what better way to do it than actually test it outside? Here we go. So here I am, I'm in Olinda, which is at the top of Mount Dandenong here in Melbourne, Australia. There's some beautiful views, some beautiful trails. It's been raining, so hopefully it's not too messy on the actual tracks here. But I'm gonna shoot in both 4K 25p and 4K 50p. And if you're wondering why I'm not shooting 30 and 60, I could do that, but if I'm shooting indoors with those frame rates here in Australia, you'd get light flickers. So I'm using 25p and 50p, and I'll slow the 50p down. So that'll be in 4K, and then we'll also try 1080p at 100 frames per second, slowed down to either half, or we're gonna slow it all the way down to 1/4. So that must have fallen down the last couple of weeks, because I was here about 2 weeks ago and that wasn't there. All right, so this is the spot. This is 4K 25p still, and yeah, I love how smooth these pans are. Here's how it looks in wide. And this is super wide. And back to linear. Now, one of the things I should mention about the GoPro, and one of the things I've noticed already, the battery life's already at 50% used. So yeah, it's one of those things, if you're gonna be shooting it all day, definitely take a spare. I've got a spare in my pocket. I'd be okay to get all the way home on this battery and still have a little bit to spare, but it's one of those things I've already noticed the battery life isn't great. Now, I am shooting at 4K 25p and also at 50p, which is the equivalent of kind of like 30 and 60, but for PAL format regions like Australia and England and so forth. So yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed. The other thing I've noticed too is that the actual GoPro Hero 8 actually gets warm. So yeah, it gets quite warm as you use it. Now, I did a combination of holding it via the tripod, and I also did a combination of holding it via the actual camera. So if my finger got in the way, I guess I'll find that out later. But I found the most stable results to my eye, just looking at the screen, were actually holding the camera. I don't know if the tripod actually allows you any extra stabilization. It almost feels like, because it's at the end of the tripod, you get more movement, but I'll find that out in post and I'll comment on it if I'm wrong. But I have a feeling the most stable way of holding it is with two hands close to your body and actually holding the physical camera, as opposed to holding it like you would a gimbal essentially, but it's obviously not a gimbal. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's Shane. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now, all the audio when I'm talking in the car here and also outside has just been the built-in microphone. So let me know how you think that sounds. I'm thinking it's gonna sound pretty good.